My phone just turned off. Number 4, I love AJ Lee's Black Widow.
Mm.
I love it so much because it's already hard enough being as tiny as her to come off convincing.
Mm-hmm.
And that move, like, is so realistic. It makes sense. It's like, all right, she's so tiny, she's not going to necessarily flip you over or pick you up or do anything that's like a big man move. It only makes sense for someone of her stature to try to strike you or to try to tire you out. And like that's like a move where she kind of got you in like a Venus flytrap position or some shit. She just can't get you out of her web, hence the name. So
Right.
I love that. Number 5, again, I'm a sucker for submissions, so I'm gonna give it to Asuka. I love Asuka's lock. It's the way she does it too, because she does it so fast. Like she just gets you like
It's quick.
whiplash.
Literally.
Yes, she'll throw herself at you horizontally when she does it too. Like she doesn't just grab you and then go on to you. No, she hops on you and just like zips right in and pulls you down. I'm like, yo, wait, what the fuck? Like, how did you pull that?
Right.
So I love that. Her transitions into the Asuka lock are fire. Number 6, I feel like it's fair considering that you got the attitude adjustment on the first list, that we have to put the KOD, because the way that Bianca has been pushed for the last 2 3 years, 2 years basically, you have to, because that move is very protected. And not only that, but that girl has lifted up multiple bodies at a time doing the
Yep.
KOD. That's what makes it so impressive. Like she's had powered up people from being on her knees or being on the floor, got them onto her shoulders, and then like fully all body weight, all her strength.
Top rope as well.
Top rope as well. Like it's a move where it's also very innovative, but like it's all strength, which shows off her character very well. So I love the KOD. I feel like it's pretty protected. It's some people do have kicked out from the KOD, but I feel like for the most part, it is like taken seriously as the FU or AA. My personal opinion.
Mm.
This one I feel like people might stone me for, but I love Michelle McCool's Faithbreaker.
Really? I did not
I
expect that to be on the list. I think
really,
it's a good. I think it's a good finisher, but I didn't expect it to be on your list.
I love it because I feel like at her time when she was wrestling, especially during the Divas era, she was the only few of the girls that wrestled very aggressively for me. Like she wrestled like a dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she like would hit her signature with the big boot, and she would hit her finisher. Like it looked it clean, it looked it crisp. I just love the way she executed it and the way that it finished off the matches. So that one I understand is some people don't want to agree with me on it. But moving forward, I love for number 8,
Mm.
Shayna Baszler's Karafuda clutch. The level
Ooh.
of aggression that she puts into it, especially because she does have like an MMA background and shit like that. When I used to watch her on NXT, she was a monster. Like, soon as she hit it, I was just like, God damn it, she got the belt again.
She
Just
got it back.
because. Yeah. Like, that move for the longest was protected, but it was like the emotion that she put into it when she did it. Like, she did it like she was trying to tear your head off. Like, I don't know if she was actually trying to choke you out or she was trying to tear off your head, but her execution of it was always on point. It was very different from everyone else's move. I'm a sucker for submission moves because they tell a better story. Kind of like how I always refer to both times Bianca lost when she was in the Karafuda clutch, because for the longest everyone was tapping to the move, but the story that they told with Bianca that I love and hate is that she just passed out. She just chose to just pass out.
Mm.
So I love submission moves. I love the story she could tell with it. Number 9, the only recent person who I feel like deserves to be put on this list is Sol Roca.
Mm.
I love
I
her
love her
finisher.
I love her finisher. Yeah.
I never seen anything like that before in my entire life, and it's such a dangerous move. It is reckless. It is very reckless because she could easily snap and break her neck, but she hits it every single time, crisp, 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 crisp. And it's like, as I stated before, it's like Evan Bourne and Randy Orton had a baby together. Like she just pops up in the air, does a flip, and then boom, hits the RKO with it. I'm just like, yo, that's fire. Like that, I never seen it before. If anyone knows the origin of it, please let me know. I never seen that move before, so I feel like it has to go on my list for that reason. Number 10, I had such a hard time. I was fighting between putting Ember Moon's Eclipse because that is just a thing of
That's
beauty.
such a that. Oh my god. I remember when I first saw the eclipse, I was like, nah, this has to be my favorite. It was at least when Ember was in NXT, it was probably my favorite women's finisher because of
Yeah,
how well it was utilized. So
yeah. Like when she does it, it like looks like she's about to hit a swanton because she's kind of like flying with her arms back, and it looks like she's gonna like nosedive and fall, but then she just twists last minute, and then just like hits you from the back and kind of stuns you. So to me, it's just like it's a beautiful move to look at. A, B, I had never seen it before, and it goes so well with her character because she was kind of like, I wouldn't say like a mythical character per se, but she was like what, almost like a
like a
Viking
yeah,
slash
like
werewolf or something. I
I was
don't
about to
know.
say like a more of like a werewolf type of
Yeah,
situation. Yeah.
it kind of like was like she was saying, "Oh," like when she's going in the air and she's doing it, and she's kind of like stunning you. So I just love the whole visual. It looks so majestic, especially back in NXT. But then part of me wanted to go. There's three answers I actually had. I either had that, the Widow's Peak by Victoria, just because as a kid, for some reason in my head, I thought that shit looked very devastating. I don't know
Mm.
why, but it always looked devastating, especially when she was playing her psychotic character.
She hit that joint extra hard when she was like a heel.
Yeah, yeah. And then this one, the only reason why I love the way that it looks, but I didn't put it on the list, but I was also fighting for number 10 as well, was the Code Red from Zelina Vega, mainly
Whew.
because she does it so well, but I love that, the story behind it is that, like, not for nothing, the Amazing Red's one of the best wrestlers on the freaking planet. I mean,
Yes.
even Rey Mysterio took some of the Amazing Red's moves just because he's that good, and a lot of
Right.
people don't even know where the Code Red came from. It came from her cousin, you know? Came
Yeah.
straight from her cousin, and she's paying him homage every single time she goes in the ring, and she does it. And she does it very, very well for someone as tiny as she does. I think that even Alexa Bliss tried doing the Code Red. And I don't give her any credit, but I will give Alexa Bliss this. She does an actual decent Code Red. When it's
Yeah,
done
she does.
correctly, it's such an interesting move to look at. But
That makes
yeah,
sense.
I had some honorable mentions I want to get off my chest really fast with no explanation. I like Melina's last call.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I just like the fact that she added the screaming there like a psychopath, and she would do like a little sunset flip. I like Zoe Stark's move when people know how to sell it correctly.
Right.
The 36K 360. Naomi's split leg moonsault. It's just a fun move to look at. I know it rarely finishes off a match, but I just like the way she does it. Um, and then the last two have to go to Tiffany Stratton for her moonsault because she has like the nicest moonsault to me
She
currently in the
does.
game.
Cleanest moonsault ever.
Just pretty.
It's the
And
prettiest moonsault ever.
it is. It
That's
really
true.
is. It really is. And then the last one, I was going to give it to Dakota Kai's chiropractor just because the name makes me laugh because it just fits so well.
Literally.
The name
Cause
goes
she
with
be
it so well.
breaking.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, and it's again something that I'm not used to seeing. So when I first saw, I'm like, oh wow, that move, like, it's just clever. It's just a really clever move, but
Right.
it rarely ever finishes the match, and I'm not even sure if she uses it right now. But it was like one of my favorite moves to look at in NXT. So that's my top 10. Anything you agree with, disagree with, things you would swap out?
I have to like digest that, and but from the first impressions, I really like that. Um, I really like that top 10. That was a good top 10 and great honorable mentions because I feel like Tiffany Stratton has the potential to have a top 10 finishing move just simply off of her execution. But I feel like we haven't seen it in like obviously we've seen her hold on. Like we haven't seen it. We obviously her win it like the NXT Women's Championship with it. But I feel like as she continues her reign, it's going to be more and more valuable. And then when she goes on the main roster, it's going to be more and more valuable. I think it's just ultimately kind of how it's utilized and where it's utilized moving forward. But from a move standpoint and from an execution standpoint, I think that it's fantastic. But I agree with the list. I definitely agree with the list so far. So, but I'm gonna come back with my top 10 next
Oh,
week.
okay.
So, but we want to know from you guys, how did you feel about that top 10? Let us know in the comments below. But we are going to move on. So this past week, I would say Friday and Monday, we received two brand new championships. Well, three technically. No, two. Two brand new championships. We received the WWE Women's Championship that was given to Asuka, and then we were also given the WWE World Women's Championship, which was gifted or given to Rhea Ripley. I think that this was more so a move on WWE's part for rebranding of both championships so that they wouldn't have to necessarily continue to do the SmackDown title versus the Raw title. Plus, World and WWE Women's championships just kind of sound more prestigious and more official. I feel like there's a lot of credibility to both. But from an aesthetic perspective, um, I wanted to know which was the better looking women's championship belt.
Jeez, I think that's so hard because I'm looking at them right now, and I almost like the white strap a little bit more than the black strap.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's very pretty. It's just very pretty.
You know,
Um,
it reminds me of the Intercontinental title. When the Intercontinental title had that white strap on it, I think it's clean. It's clean as it's super super clean.
yeah, and then whoever comes out in all white gear for whatever pay per view, this is going to look heavenly. Like
Oh my god.
very much. And of course, I'm gonna lean towards Seth's replica.
No,
Just be
it's which women's title looks better.
That's not one of the options.
No, it's between Rhea's belt and Asuka's belt.
Yeah, didn't Rhea have this belt? I saw a picture that she. Well, you can't see it on the screen
Rhea's
behind me.
was the one that looks like Seth's.
Yeah,
Asuka's was the one that looks like Roman's.
yeah,
But
that's
white
what I'm saying.
strap.
I like Seth's replica. I like the one that he had, the world heavyweight belt.
Right.
That
Okay.
one looked very nice on Rhea. Although I'm not hating on Asuka's, I'm not. I think that it looks very good. Like if you want a belt that just screams the company belt, then yeah, you're gonna want to maintain that one. But I feel like
Right.
in terms of like what's a belt that I would buy, like if I was just roaming around an arena one day before a match started and I just saw these belts for sale, I'm definitely taking the white. I'm taking the white, obviously, but I'm taking Rhea's belt.
Right.
What do you
I can
think?
see that. I could definitely see that. I would probably have to agree. Uh, I think that the World Women's title, aka Seth's replica, is probably the best one. I like Asuka's, but I feel like one of the biggest problems that the women's belts have had, especially over the past couple of years, they've always looked too small. I feel like the
Really?
women's belts always look too small, but seeing that belt on Rhea and kind of like how she's being portrayed as this monster, I definitely think that it helps with the credibility of the title because the championship looks of size now.
You
I
think
think
when it was red and blue that it was too small?
when it was red and blue, they looked small in comparison to like what it is now.